Hello and welcome to the second day of Confidence Multiplier Blueprint. I would like to congratulate you for finishing day one and showing up for day two. I would like you to pat your shoulder for completing your assignment because we generally forget to appreciate our small actions in the journey of our success or whatever goal we want to achieve. But it is this small actions, appreciating the small actions that keeps us motivated and focused in our goal or our vision. So I would encourage you to celebrate this by patting your shoulder, and for that I would like you to pause this video and pat your shoulder, appreciate yourself for the actions that you have taken, and then let's move forward in this journey. So do this. Remember, it's the small action that bring great results. So let's continue our small steps but continuous steps, and let's begin our journey for day two. Remember, I told you earlier that out of 100 people who enroll into this program, only 20% people are successful because they take action. And I personally want you to be among that 20% league who take action. It is said small actions are at the heart of Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word which means continuous improvement. So by taking tiny steps which might seem trivial or even laughable or unimportant to you at this stage, just like patting your shoulder or writing super excited, you might think this to be unimportant, but these tiny actions will help you to sail through all the obstacles that you have experienced or that has defeated you so far. One of the reasons why people do not feel confident in general in life is because they are not grateful about small things in their life. So start appreciating small things, start appreciating small achievements in life. These small actions cultivate an appetite for continued success, and they lay down a permanent new route for change. So let's continue our small but continuous action, and let's begin our learning journey for day two. Today we will learn about a powerful tool which is the first element of achieving healthy self-confidence, and that is our mind. It is said our mind is everything. What we think, we become. A research shows that we have on an average 70,000 thoughts in a day. And out of that 70,000 thoughts, 95% of our thoughts are the same. Now, what does that mean? The people who experience same set of setbacks, same failure, same results popping up in their life again and again, it is because they carry the same thought patterns. So to change the result of their life, they have to change their thought patterns, because our repeated thoughts become our strongest belief. And as it is said, our reality is nothing but our strongest belief. So whatever reality you are experiencing in your life today, good or bad, it's because of your thought pattern. For example, if a person has a bad experience, starts thinking that everyone hates him, and then he might develop a belief that this world is a bad place. Imagine what will be this person's experience on a daily basis. What kind of reality that person would be living with. For such a person to change his experience in this world, he has to change his thought pattern. But for a person to change his thought pattern, he or she has to become aware of it. First of all, he should know that he has this negative thought pattern, because the first step to any change is self-awareness. Just like if you want to treat corona, you have to diagnose it. You have to know that there is this problem, there is this disease. And then only you become aware of it, aware of the virus that exists in your body, and then only you can give appropriate treatment to it, right? But the thing is that most of the people are not even aware of their thought pattern. They don't realize that their thought pattern is responsible for the quality of life that they are experiencing. And I think once they realize that this truth, that their thought pattern is giving the quality of the life that they are experiencing, then I think they will become more responsible towards their thought. because nobody wants a bad quality life, nobody wants a mediocre quality life. So I would like to share a real life story from my own coaching experience. So there's this young girl whom I am coaching on a one-to-one basis. Very beautiful, intelligent, MBA finance, and from a good background. On the face of it, there's nothing to call it a bad life for her. But when one of her friends referred her to me, she was completely shattered when she came to me. She was shattered in her self-confidence. The reason was she had 2 marriage refusals, and when I asked her what was the reason, she said that I am an introvert person. Now I said, what makes you think that you are an introvert person? She said the boy told me and that his mom thinks that she is an introvert person. And since the boy is an extrovert, they will not be a good match. Now, this girl had a little soft corner for that boy, but now because of this reason, they cannot get married. Now, I asked her, even if she's an introvert, what was wrong about it? She said, I am a shy person and I was shy in the first meeting, I didn't speak anything. Now, I said that, isn't it obvious for a girl to be shy in her first meeting with a boy? It is quite normal. What's wrong with that? Also, I never understand why people consider introvert as a sign of weakness. There are a lot of great personalities who are introvert, and they have left a significant mark on the world. A lot of people have this misconception. They consider introvert as a sign of weakness or a sign of underconfidence. I had to shift her self-identity to bring her back from her lost confidence, and now she's coping up well. This one incident in her life and the thoughts that she associated with it had shattered her self-confidence. Now, such cases make me think how people who have all the reasons to make it big in their life, they downplay themselves because of these kind of disempowering thought patterns. This reminds me of a story how a brilliant student turns into a ruthless brigand because of feeding off wrong thoughts by his teachers. It's a very famous story of Angulimala. I'm sure you might have heard. It is from the times of Buddha. So Angulimala was a born ahimsaka. Ahimsaka is somebody who believes in non-violence. So he grew up as an intelligent young man, and during his studies, he became the favorite student of his teachers. However, out of jealousy, fellow students set him against his teacher, and in an attempt to get rid of Angulimala, the teacher sends him on a deadly mission to find 1,000 human fingers to complete his studies. Now, trying to accomplish this mission, Angulimala becomes a cruel brigand, killing many and causing entire village to emigrate. He kills his mother as well when she tries to stop him from doing all these things. Now, in this, Angulimala then encounters Buddha when he is looking for the 1,000th human finger. So he used to collect fingers and make necklace out of it. So he had collected 999 fingers so far, and he encounters Buddha when he is considering Buddha as his 1,000th target. Buddha manages to prevent this, and he uses his power and his teaching to bring Angulimala to the right path. Angulimala becomes a follower of Buddha and turns into a monk. So you see how changing someone's thought pattern changes a person entirely. It changes its person's personality. So his school teacher, by implementing wrong thoughts, made him Angulimala, a reckless brigand, while Buddha, through his righteous teaching and thoughts, made Angulimala turn into a monk. So if we understand this one simple formula in our life, which is our thoughts drive our emotions, Our emotions drive our behavior or actions, and our repeated behavior or actions defines the result of our life. What we do on a daily basis repeatedly defines how we shape our life. I think this simple awareness can change a lot of things in us. I mean, what this simple awareness that how our thoughts can influence our life can change a lot of things. So with this, I would like to come back to the facts that I shared initially, and that is we have around on an average 70,000 thoughts in a day, and 95% of our thoughts are same. So if we want to change the results of our life, we need to change our thought pattern. And today on day 2, I will share 3-step formula to change your thought patterns and make it more empowering. So these 3 steps are: number 1, recognize; number 2, rewrite and rewire; and number 3 is reinforce. Now, what are these 3 words? Let's dive deeper into this to understand. As the famous writer Eckhart Tolle says, awareness is the greatest agent for change. So to bring any change in your life, you have to first get aware. Same way, we have to become aware of our thought patterns for us to change them. So let's understand this word awareness a little bit more. To become aware is to have knowledge about a situation or a fact. In terms of our thoughts, it is to become conscious of how we think. It can be a simple realization that at any given moment, you have a choice to direct your thoughts in a way that it brings positive results in your life. If you remember this one thing, if you have this one awareness, it can change things greatly for you. If you remember, I told you that 95% of things happen to us on an autopilot mode. We conduct only 5% of our actions on a daily basis consciously. Like our heart, it beats without our conscious awareness. Our liver, kidney, and other organs, they function within us without our conscious awareness. You don't have to focus on them or consciously be aware for it to function. The way we breathe, think, emote, and act are also to a certain extent, they are on an autopilot mode, we conduct them on an unconscious mode. But then once we understand to conduct our action, our breathing, our thinking, all this if we turn it into a conscious process, it can have a dramatic effect on our life. For you to understand awareness a little bit more, we'll do a small experiment here, and we'll do this experiment with our breathing. Okay, as I said, breathing is a conscious and unconscious process both. We can make it a conscious process as well, right? So just now, as you are listening to me, till now you were not aware about your breathing, right? But now, as I'm talking about that, now I'm talking to you about your breathing, you are getting aware about it. More and more aware, you are also getting aware of this breath going deep inside you to your belly and then coming out of your nose, right? And as you're becoming more and more aware, you are also able to sense the sensation that is happening on your nose because of your breathing. The sensation on the tip of your nose, which you were not aware of till now. So this is what awareness is. You are feeling this, you brought your focus. Now, did you see how you can direct your awareness by becoming conscious about it? Just because you directed your focus towards your breathing, is that you got aware or conscious about it. Similarly, we have to become conscious about our thoughts. Otherwise, it would be like these thoughts would be flowing in our mind, just like our breath is flowing within our body without our conscious awareness. Now, I'm sure you might be knowing that by making breathing a conscious process, it can bring a lot of health benefits. Similarly, if we make our thinking process a conscious process, it can have magical effect on our life. And there are amazing stories of people who have changed or who have cured or treated their severe ailments like cancer and TB with the power of thoughts. And as I told you earlier, that we have on an average 70,000 thoughts in a day. And if we learn this art of consciously conducting our thoughts, even if a small percentage of it, then we can change the quality of our life dramatically. So let's start to recognize our thought pattern. And for that, the first step is to write it down. Write it down in a diary or a notepad or a book, wherever you want. Write it down, because when you write your thoughts on a paper, it comes from your unconscious to your conscious awareness. So I would encourage you to make a thought diary. A thought diary can be a notepad or a book, a notebook, or you can get an old diary. I don't want you to spend anything new on this. Or if you are too excited and enthusiastic about it, then you may bring a new diary especially for this purpose and make it your thought diary. And what you have to do is you have to start writing your thoughts, daily thoughts on that, how you think, so that you become aware of that. And once you have written your thoughts, the second step is to disassociate yourself from those thoughts. Disassociate or disengage. What does that mean is, observe your thoughts as a third person. Okay, when you observe them as a third person, you are not emotionally driven by your thoughts. You will see them very objectively and not driven by your emotions. So what I want you to do is pause this video, get a book or a diary or whatever, and then write down 3 self-limiting thoughts that you might have. Write down 3 self-limiting thoughts that you might have. Okay, so because as I said, once you will start writing, it will come to your conscious awareness. It's like, you know this maze. When you are inside that maze, you cannot figure out the pattern of the maze. But when you see it from outside, you can clearly see the pattern of the maze and you can figure out the way to come out of it. Similarly, when we are surrounded by our thoughts, we can't see the pattern of our thoughts. Okay, it is difficult to understand. But when we see our thoughts as a third person or very objectively, then we can clearly see a pattern coming out. And this pattern will help you to know in which direction your thoughts are going. And then you can deal with them appropriately. So that's why I'm encouraging you to take action, action, action. If you don't take action, you will not be able to see that change. Okay, so the first action, as I said, is to get a diary, notepad or notebook, whatever. Write down 3 limiting thoughts that you have about you. Okay, do that, and I trust you will do that. That's the first step to this 3-step process. This is the first step to get recognized. Write down, disassociate yourself from that thought pattern, and this is the assignment for the day. Okay, you have to do it, and I want you to do it right now while you're watching this video. All right, I'm hoping that you have taken the action, because see, these 3 steps that I'm sharing with you, they are interconnected with each other. So even if you miss one step, you will not be able to get the result that we are trying to achieve through this entire exercise. So only by taking action, you will be able to see the difference. Okay, you will be able to reach from first step to third step. And if you are not taking action, I join my hands. I would request that you might like to leave this session as well or quit. I'm not being rude here, but it's just that I value your time and I want you to value your time. So you rather use it for some productive purpose, because this workshop will only help or generate the desired results when you take the task seriously. Okay, I create my workshops with the sole aim of creating impact. I don't create sessions for sharing knowledge, because I have a lot of coaches who come to me, they say that, sir, I watch so many videos of XYZ motivational speakers and XYZ gurus, but nothing changes. And I tell them that nothing will change, because even those XYZ gurus and motivational speakers, they as well ask you to take action, but then you just listen to their videos, listen to their talks. You might feel good for a while, but then again you are back to square one. And this happens with everyone. Even I used to do that. I used to listen to so many motivational videos on Facebook, but then nothing changed for me. The only time things changed for me is when I took action. Okay, so with that, let's get into the next step, the second step, which is to rewrite and rewire. So rewrite and rewire means to rewrite your thoughts. Once you have written your thoughts, self-limiting thoughts in the diary, now it is time to rewrite them and then rewire in our mind, because we have to change our old thought pattern and reinforce this new one. Okay, so after recognizing them, we will rewrite them in a way which I will explain you right now, how to rewrite. So I will share a formula with you, 3 formulas I will share to rewrite your thought pattern, to make them more efficient and effective in your life. And then you have to rewire them in your mind, which again I will share it as we move ahead. So the first formula is, as I said, I'm going to share 3 formulas. The first formula is to remove negative words and replace them with positive words in your statement, in your thought statements that you will write. You will see there are some negative words. The negative words are like no, not, never, I don't, won't, can't. I'll share a simple example, like I can't do this. So you have to replace can't by can. Can't is a negative word, so you have to replace it by can. I don't have it in me. Don't is a negative word. Then you have to remove that negative word and then you have to write I have it in me. I will never be rich. So here you will have to delete never word from your sentence and I will be much rich. I will be super rich. I don't know. I will find out. How can it be done? I won't find the love of my life. I have faith and I will make sure I do. So this is how you change it. Then I am not smart. Not is a negative word. Then you have to replace it to I am infinitely intelligent. So this way I am not confident. Not is a negative word. So you will write I am super confident. So this way you remove the negative words from your sentence. This is one simple way of turning your negative statement into a positive statement. So this is the formula number 1. Second formula is to remove negative connotations from your sentence, from your thoughts. What are negative connotations? They are the words that generate negative emotions inside us. See, words have emotions. Words are not just words. They express certain emotions within us. I'll give you a simple example here. When you say, I have a problem in my life, how does that make you feel? I have a problem. This statement will make you feel like a victim, or you are stranded somewhere, you are stuck somewhere. But if you replace the same sentence with the sentence, I have a challenge in my life. Now, how does that feel? When you say I have a challenge, you feel like a warrior. You feel like you are ready to fight all odds to overcome that challenge. So when you say problem, you feel like victim, and when you say I have a challenge, you feel like a victor, or you feel like a warrior. So this is the power of word. A lot of people, like I have a friend who constantly use a word called struggle. I have struggle in my life. I have to really struggle to do this. I'm really struggling. So these are the words that are driving her entire life. And believe me, every time I see my friend, I always see her struggling. So this is another word, another negative connotation that can be replaced with a positive word. For example, I have removed this word problem from my dictionary. I believe that we all should have a personal dictionary, and we have a choice to have a personal dictionary. Okay, it is my choice to use challenge instead of problem in my language whenever I communicate with people. So I consciously choose to remove this word problem from my dictionary. I only use word challenge whenever I want to describe or talk about a situation wherein I have difficulties. I don't use problem. I use this challenge going on in my life. It's simply by replacing the word, it changes the entire emotion inside you. And believe me, as I said, emotions drive your behavior, and your behavior drive your results in your life. Your behavior or action drive your result. So this is a very simple yet a magical technique, but you have to become aware, and then you have to make conscious efforts to replace initially. Initially, you will have to put a conscious effort. Then once you do it again and again, it will become an unconscious process. Just like cycling or any other activity that you learned initially, you had to struggle. When you learn cycling, you were really holding the handle very hard because you did not know how to ride, right? But as you practiced and did that action again and again, it became an unconscious process, and now you can probably ride a cycle without even holding the handles. Right? So this is how anything that you learn new, first it is a conscious process, and then with constant practice it becomes an unconscious process. Similarly here, what we are doing with this exercise is turning this into an unconscious process, and for that we will have to do the third step, which I will share with you soon, that we will learn very soon. But let's look at the third formula. So the first formula is remove the negative words like not, no, cannot, all that. Then second is to replace the negative connotations with the positive connotations in your personal dictionary or in your personal communication or the words that you use in your life. So that is the second formula. The third formula is to remove words like if, but, maybe. These are words which bring uncertainty in life. This is what I believe. They bring uncertainty. When you say, if I have this, then only I will do that, that means you are not certain about that. If I have money, I will establish, set my business. If I have this, then only I will do that. I want to go to gym, but. So whenever you use but, it becomes an optional thing. Then you are not certain about that thing. And as it is said, whatever you speak, the sentence after but is more important. I want to go to gym, but I don't have the gym clothes. So, but I don't have the gym clothes becomes more important to you than I have to go to gym. Right? It's very simple, yet we don't understand these things. This is how our mind, our subconscious mind processes the information or the language that we speak. Hence, that is why we get the results that we get in our life. So remove these if, but, maybe, or probably. These kind of words, they bring uncertainty. And remember this thing, uncertainty breeds fear. Certainty breeds confidence. When you are certain about something, you are confident about that. For example, a lot of you might be confident about driving because you have done it day in and out. You know how to drive. But probably you might not be confident about public speaking. You are not certain about it. You think that you might goof up or things like that because probably you don't know that art yet, right? So whatever you are certain about in life, you feel confident about it. Like, you don't have to think about walking, you are confident about walking because you have been doing it since so many years, since your childhood. So that's why replace these words with certain words in your life. Like, remove ifs and buts from your statements and put words that have certainty. I may be, you have to replace I must. I may become rich. I must become rich. Must is a more certain word. When you say I must, that means you are 100% sure that you must become. Right. So these are the 3 simple formulas to rewrite and rewire your mind, rewrite your thoughts. If you still didn't understand this, we have live session on Friday, and I would like you to put up this question there if you still have any doubts regarding this method that I'm sharing with you. And if you are clear, then let's jump into the 3rd step, which is to reinforce. Reinforce means to repeat these thoughts. So once we have identified the thought, once we have rewrite them in a positive way, then what we have to do is we have to rehearse it. Because as I said, this is still something that is new to your mind. This is not your mind's natural way of thinking till now. This is not the natural pattern. So you have to change the pattern. For you to change the pattern, you will have to rehearse. Just like we did in our childhood, we used to rehearse poems and we used to rehearse our tables, maths tables. So same way you have to repeat them. Repetition will bring that reinforcement in your mind. It will get into your permanent memory. It will become your default pattern when you repeat something. Like the way you learned walking, when you were a child, you did not know how to walk. It was so difficult. But then by walking again and again and again, that process got into your it got into your muscle memory. When something gets into your muscle memory, you don't have to think. It just happens instinctively. So for this new thought pattern to happen instinctively without putting so much of conscious efforts, you will have to repeat it, rehearse it, and then reinforce. So your action for this 3rd step, that is reinforce, is to repeat this new thought pattern that you have developed 2 times in a day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the night. And the best time is as soon as you get up in the morning, you read your new thought pattern, and when you go to sleep, you read your new thought pattern. These are the 2 times when you are going to you are getting into your unconscious state, because when you are about to sleep, your conscious stops, your conscious awareness stops, right? You get into an unconscious state when you are sleeping. Similarly, when you are getting up in the morning, you are not fully conscious. You are still in your unconscious mind. So that is the time you can really hack your mind and put this powerful thoughts inside your mind. Okay. I will share some positive affirmations as well, but I am not a great promoter of affirmations, because I believe they are the words given by somebody else. And as I said, words are not just words, they are emotions. So the words that you have designed for yourself would have more impact than getting positive affirmations from internet and just reading out that thing. This is my personal belief. I may be wrong, but whenever I used to read a positive affirmation from the net or given by other mentors, I wouldn't feel that connect. I wouldn't feel that it is coming from within. For me to feel that it is coming from within, I designed my own thought pattern, and I constantly evolve my thought pattern. It is not that whatever thought pattern I might have yesterday, it is not the same today, because I'm an evolving being. We all are evolving being. Whatever was truth for me yesterday, it has changed for me today. So that's why I continuously observe my thought patterns by writing them, and then I rewrite them, and then I reinforce them by reading it. If I find that okay, this is perfect thought pattern to have for the next stage in my life, the next progress that I want to make in my life. So I would encourage you to do the same. I hope you have understood the exercise. If not, as I said, we will meet on Friday again for a live session. There you can shoot your questions, you can shoot your doubts. On the fifth day, on Friday, I will be sharing more powerful techniques, NLP techniques with you. So I would encourage that you be present on that day in the live session. It will be super amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you liked today's session. And as I said, your assignment is to write your thought pattern, rewrite your first of all, write your old thought pattern that you already have, the limiting thought pattern, rewrite them and share this in the WhatsApp group. This is your assignment. Share it so that others can as well understand from your example how you are doing this exercise. Let's help each other in this, right? Don't be alone in this journey. Let's help other as well. One of the best way to increase your confidence is by help others. So I would encourage you to do that. Let's do it together. And let's meet in the third session tomorrow. All the best.